Yay!
Now we're just hanging out.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
It was great.
Time to eat.
Okay, so we're here, my house, backyard here, and I got all the cats here. This is I'm releasing my solo album, the mice. I can never see
The myth of the Mostrophus?
That
Or is it
one.
Mostrophus?
Yeah, is it
it.
Mostrophus?
Or Mostrophus.
What is it?
It's
It's
Mustafa.
going to be Mostrophus.
It's www.ryokomoto.com. And let me introduce you my, how do I say, Rio's team, my team.
Team.
Yeah.
Team Real.
Squad.
Yeah,
Rio?
Team Rio,
Your
squad.
squad.
Team Akamoto.
These people made it happen for me. Really, really, I really appreciate it. That's why we are getting together. I wanted to say thank you for each one of you.
Very well.
It's our pleasure.
Okay, first of all, Stefan, Peter,
That guy.
that guy right there being the fan of Sports Beer since when?
2001, maybe?
2001?
Something like that. 2001.
Well,
20 years?
21 years,
ago. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
been every show when we play in LA or wherever. And then I had to update my homepage. So I asked him and he said, okay, that's how it started. That's 3 years ago.
Yeah, seems about right.
From France. He's French. And,
Computer genius.
yeah, he's really good businessman. He has, what do your company does?
Well, I mostly do like iPhone apps and stuff like that.
IT.
Yeah, and all sorts of stuff. I do like websites, apps, software engineering. So
So he's rich.
I'm not rich, but
No. No, did you hear what, yeah, hear what industry he worked in?
I'm super rich.
He's not rich. He's super rich. Filthy rich.
So then he did a homepage, and also he made the store, much store for my before this album come
Yeah.
in, and it went really well. Start making T-shirts and socks.
The t-shirts suck?
Socks.
There's awesome t-shirts
Oh,
and
socks.
socks.
Sauce.
Yeah, I think we started this one at the beginning of the pandemic because I'm like, I have some free time and I don't know what else to do.
So now, then I started making my album. Start the recording or the writing song and all that. So he's from beginning. He's been helping me pretty much everything. Well, especially he's my business manager.
Wow.
I have
The man behind the myth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing the accounting.
Literally.
That's great.
accounting. He does my accounting. I'm not good with the numbers, so he's good with the numbers. So,
Power of
gentlemen,
attorney.
ladies and gentlemen, that's Stefan Peter.
Stefan
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just got richer.
Well, yeah.
Now, Kevin
Yes.
Kroll.
Kevin Crow.
Kroll, my best friend. Since
About the same time,
same
2000.
time, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Maybe
we
in
were
the
the
1999.
same
Yeah,
show
we-
at
yeah. Yeah, for sure. We
You
overlapped
know
all
us?
the time. Yeah, you told me the story.
Which one
Yeah.
was that? Key?
Troubadour.
Troubadour.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That was the
Way
first time I
back.
went to see you guys. And he was there. I didn't know him.
I was
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the Troubadour gig.
Well, I'm sure you were, but I didn't know any of you guys. That was the first time I
no,
saw
we didn't know
Sparkman.
it. At that time, it's a small community, the Spotsbeard fans. So now we all kind of know each other. But at the time, you guys were still kind of breaking out, and so there were a lot of people that were kind of curious about it, and we didn't know each other at all. But then you'd go to the shows and you'd see all those same people.
Spots brought us together.
Yes, it did.
It's Spock's
It
family.
did. It's the great unifier.
We've been friends since then. I've been to the San Diego. I remember I did a jump session or something.
Oh my
At
God,
your
that was
house
so
or-
random.
Where was that at?
So random. Yeah, I mean, he made a couple trips to San Diego. And the first one, we didn't really know each other that well yet. And I heard about it, and I had introduced a friend of mine, the drummer in the Pink Floyd band. I had introduced him to Spock's Beard. I'm like, there was one passage in particular, I'm like, this band will be your new favorite band. And as soon as he heard it, he made it his mission in life to crawl all the way up your butts and become all your best friends. And you didn't know who the hell I was. And I was like, this is bullshit. You know, like, and so you came to town with your entire family, like I think your parents and stuff.
That's right.
And then you took you later to SeaWorld and stuff. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck you, man. And then the next time you came through, the next time you guys came through, I want to say you stayed at his house. That's when my head exploded. I was just like, this is so unfair. But you guys became friends of his. This is when you were touring. Dave wasn't on the tour. It was the bass player that passed away. What's his name?
Yeah. George.
Yeah, he was such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And you guys came to town, and the next thing I know, we're sitting in Brad's living room. Everybody's got a drink in their hand, and we're sitting there with Neil, and we're singing like "Sweet Judy Blue Eyes" with Neil. I'm like, is this like pinch me? Am I dreaming this? and then the very next time you came to town, that's when he's like, hey, he calls me at like I don't know, it's like 9 or 10 at night. Hey, how quickly can you get a rig together so we can jam with Rio? I'm like, yesterday, let's go. So he gives me this address in the middle of nowhere, and I show up there, and for a while we didn't know if you were going to show up. Because it was time just, we were like, well, he's either coming or he isn't. And then it was a similar situation. I brought keyboards that I don't think I had the transpose button or whatever the thing was, and the guitar player was detuned. And we're trying to jam, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, we can't play blues. We can't. And then he shows up, and he actually was like, let's play some blues. I'm like, but we can't, though. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got this. And I was like, oh. So you showed me that blues can, in fact, be played at E flat, which I did not know. And
Then, top of that, this particular song, Chrysalis, we had a couple. Because I was asking everybody, like, oh, who's going to be singing this?
Mm-hmm.
So you said Randy.
Randy, yeah.
Randy.
Randy McStein, my boy.
Yeah. And became really, this track became so beautiful.
Oh, he killed it. He killed it so hard.
He did.
Great singer.
Yeah,
He McSteined it.
he did. He McSteined the shit out of it.
Really good.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be a verb soon. Or yeah,
Yeah, it is. It already is.
yeah. It's now officially a verb.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just like just like the Crone scale.
That's a noun.
So that's my buddy, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Okay.
Love that guy.
Let me move to my another old friend.
Oh,
How old is he?
He's older.
oh,
He's very
so
old.
You gotta put his sunglasses
He's
on.
so old.
He was you were the founder of Spock's Beer in the beginning.
So what now?
Were you friend with Nick in the beginning?
I've been friends with Nick since
before Spock?
1983.
Shut
Oh.
up. So you were with him through the whole
I've
Kevin
known him
phase?
for 40 plus years. Yeah.
So you knew Kevin then too?
I met Kevin. I played with Kevin. I went to Lawnmower
Kevin
Garden
Gilbert.
Supply the night of Nick's surprise birthday party.
No, but he was the gateway drug for me.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Spock's.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
Kevin.
only know of Spock's because
We love you,
Kevin
Kevin,
introduced
wherever you are, man.
What was his band?
Thud.
Toy Matinee originally,
Toy
but then
Matinee,
yeah.
And then he died.
His
Right?
solo thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did
yeah.
a couple solo things. And
Yeah.
that's right, yeah.
But
Kevin Gilbert's.
but I was there. I've been there for a while.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Long time.
he's our video guy. He films, edit, Spock. All these years, 28 years.
Oh yeah, something like that. 25.
He's responsible for the lion's share of your homegrown
did
porn
DVD, right?
output.
Yeah.
Ah! Hey, hold still, man.
Too blurry. Wait a second. Let me get the wide angle.
Yeah,
I mean, Shushai.
I brought one today. So. No, it's been awesome knowing this guy, man, forever. I mean, he's an amazing keyboard player, musician, friend, all of it. So it's been a really cool time knowing these guys. I went and saw you guys for the first time just before. I think I got in on the last mixing sessions of V, which is cool. That was at Lawnmower. And then I came for a few sessions from Snow. I know that. And that was that right after that, you guys, the Lawnmower closed because Kevin passed.
He's not just a video guy. He play guitar. He composed.
He's written songs for
Yeah,
Spock's Beer.
He's made a bunch of things.
Like 2 songs. That's really good one. What's the song?
Tides of Time.
The so good.
I don't even remember yet.
Really
It's so good, man.
What's the song?
So good, they must
They're
remain
so good.
nameless.
I'm at a loss of words.
I'm verklempt over here. No, I think he's talking about Tides of Time. That
Tides
was
of
on
Time,
Noise
that's a
Floor.
good one.
Yeah.
Another one.
And then the other one, the Once a Wise.
Once a Wise.
Yeah, last couple
I'm
albums.
so proud.
I wrote it for you, man. I wrote it for you. I was like, man, Rio's
I know.
gonna want to play something here, so I need to
Yeah.
give him something tasty
Yeah.
to play. So.
Yeah.
So I slowed it way down, and did all the links, and then
Okay,
you know
I get
moved them
free
over
notes in
onto
there,
the
yeah.
thing, and you know made sure they were perfect, and then say, yeah, I played that.
In the song, you know, start with me with the 20 notes. I
Yeah.
just practice all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I definitely have fun at when I compose for Spox. When they are so gracious to allow me to, I make sure that I make it extremely difficult for them to play the stuff that so.
Very, very talented guy.
Oh man,
There.
My friend, Star.
Yay, Sam. The man, officially. Trademark.
Let me give you my baby.
Ah,
Oh, Keiko.
Keiko Okumoto.
Yeah.
Yay.
My wife.
Yeah, man. I was there for that.
Lucky dog.
So were you.
Yeah.
So were you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So were you.
Say something.
Anyway, when I'm arranging my whole, you know, all this in the beginning of this, you know, making this album, she comes in the studio and she said, "Well, that section is too long. Just cut it in half."
You're
And
progress.
he's like,
Who are you?
Which is the first time she had ever said anything about you was too long.
It's too long.
Still big, I'm sorry.
Cut that section in 4 bars and move
Could you
this from
possibly
section
uncoil?
to this one, put it up there. I said, okay, let me try that. Okay. Oh, that's good, but can you change key on those 4 bars? Okay. That happens like many times. Really, this actually really happened, and
She's the puppet master.
yeah.
She's pulling on the strings.
That's that.
yeah, baby.
And after a couple of
Your
months,
fingers are doing the moving, but she's moving the strings.
so after a couple of months starting with that, and every time I have to ask her to get permission if it's this is good, you know, this is good or this is good, you know,
That's funny.
and because she's a great singer, so every time when I was auditioning the singer, you know, you recommended, everybody recommended, we watch the video, the YouTube together, and she said, well, he's good on this song, but not on this song. His key is too high for this song. No. Do you want to change the key? No, I can't change the key. Well, then don't use it. Oh, Kevin, I can't use it.
I'm like, why? What?
I can't use it.
All right.
She doesn't like it.
Fair enough.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, she did a lot of them. Yeah.
Executive producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Executive
you go.
That's
producer.
right. That's
That's
right.
what it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's my baby.
Yay, Keiko!
Yay!
Keiko Wakamoto.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, then the last. what
But
is it?
not least.
Last but not least.
Not least at
but
all.
Not least.
I'm the new one.
Not
You're the new one.
Yeah.
the new guy.
2 years.
No, 3.
3 years. Mr. Jonathan Mover.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. This guy right here.
This guy.
That's me.
I've been watching you since I was 16.
Yep.
The first time you guys played at the NAM
In LA.
in LA.
With Steve and Billy. Was Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was me playing
Jealous.
like this. Because Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan are the 2 loudest musicians I've ever played with. Unbelievable musicians.
Right.
But man.
Really loud.
They're loud. Yeah. And
They like to be heard.
my monitor was on my left-hand side. And me, Stu, and Joe were playing, doing our thing, and then Steve and Billy came up, and I was, whoa. Yeah.
It was amazing. It was 3 16-year-olds all just like bowing before
No.
what we were seeing. You know, we couldn't believe it. So yeah.
Fun time.
So the how we met is this.
Grog Jack.
Okay.
I gotta get one of those before I leave, man, for sure.
And he was, I know you told this story many times, but I was on the one of the list that he put this band together. This is his band. He's a leader, drummer, and he had a list of the people he wants to call. And my friend, actually, what's his name?
So, another friend who you don't know. Oh, we talked about
Just to
Eric.
remind me, I know so many.
I played with Eric
You
like,
had
Real-
played
two
with
really close
two
to.
weeks ago.
Right,
My
right.
Before I met you,
Right.
and he recommended
Yeah.
me to you.
Right.
And Eric called you to get me on this band.
No,
Then-
actually, it was literally down to minutes. I had just come back from playing with the Musical Box, and I got the idea of doing a tribute to a genre, and not just to one artist.
That's cool.
And so Eric and I, it was a Friday afternoon, and we were going to see Brand X that night in Pasadena at the
Wow.
Rose. And so we went early to have dinner, and was sitting there having Mexican food, and I said, hey, I've got this idea, you know, blah, blah, blah. And because I was new in LA, and I didn't know that many people, I said, you know, who can you think of in Prague on keyboards? And you're the name. He said, I just played with this guy a few weeks ago. You should check him out. He plays for Sparks Beard. And I'd heard of Sparks, but I didn't know that much about you guys. But I knew, know you're a famous Prague keyboard player. And so we were literally, like 7:30 or something in the restaurant in Pasadena. And Eric texted Rio and said, Jonathan Muba wants to put together a Prague, tribute thing. Are you interested? And Rio wrote back right away, give him my number, tell him to call me. We finished dinner, and as we walked in line to get into the Rose to see Brand X, he and Keiko are standing in front of us. So that was it. I mean, we met immediately.
That's crazy.
Half an hour after I, said to Eric, I got this idea, and then we talked for like 10 minutes and said we're going to do it.
Kismet.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
So this is Jonathan Muba.
My pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rio Akamoto.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Played with everybody.
Strafas.
This guy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a wrap.